Hey everyone, I'm here with Amber Smith, the one, the only Amber, who's been in legal marketing. Gosh, how long, Amber?
Almost 7 years.
Okay.
Goes by fast.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Well, we're here today to talk about some really incredible insights on, what was it, like over 3,000 consumers in the space that are actively looking for or have worked with a law firm recently. And we wanted to talk about those insights today and just kind of go over what they're saying. You know, it's not our data, it's what they want. So, Amber, we've talked about this idea of get found or don't be seen at all, right? And that has to do with, is your site visible within those first couple of scrolls, right? Online.
Right.
And then you get them there and you make sure that they see who you are. You have a compelling story that's told, it speaks to your target audience. And then they start to interact maybe on the website, and then they start going around, they look at reviews. And now they're bouncing around between 2, 3, 4, 5 other law firms. And you have a story to tell.
Yeah.
And you can either tell the story or they can make it up on their own.
Right.
They're going to go out, they're going to do this research. They're going to look at your reviews. They're going to look at the content on your website. What role are you playing as the law firm to really tell the story that you want your prospective clients to see, right?
Yeah.
What are some of the ways, before we kind of get into the good stats that we've talked about, what are some of the ways that you feel are the best way that a firm can put their best story forward?
The best person to tell your story is you, right? So video. I don't think that I could probably express how important that piece of the puzzle is, because you are the best person to tell your story. And I think as a potential client, especially with, really any type of law, right? You want to know that you are well taken care of. You want to know that someone has been through something similar to you and that this firm has helped you to get through that. So just like we were talking about earlier, that emotional connection and the ability to feel like, okay, these people get me, they understand what I'm going through, and they can help me. That is a vital part of the conversion process.
Yeah. And we'll go into a stat, which was over 50% of people, your consumers now, want to be given that kind of video content.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a horrible habit that I have, but when I'm trying to learn something new, YouTube, right? It's right there. It's on my phone. I don't want to read through pages and pages of content to figure out how to do something. I want someone to show me how to do something. You could probably think back to a recipe that you might have liked. You could read through it, or you can go watch someone cook that recipe, depending on the type of learner you are, but it just feels more interactive, right? 50+% of your clients say that's how they want to be fed their content.
Right. It's a huge stat. And I think one of the other things that I found so interesting from the survey is that over 40% of people want to see those testimonials as well. And the testimonials are what move them. Why would you not include that as a part of your marketing if those are the kind of stats that we're hearing? Yeah.
So when you say testimonials, so different from like the reviews that we talked about?
100%.
Okay.
Let's bring a client in and have a client tell how you've impacted them. Let the client tell their story so that your potential client can connect with them through that storytelling.
Yeah, it's powerful, right? You get to think about it. Again, here's the test, right? What can I do to see if I fit into this? Go to that landing page, right? Someone searches for best divorce lawyer in the area, and they get to a page and it's complicated, right? You got kids, you got money, you got all the things, and you're not really sure what to do. And all of a sudden a video pops up and it talks about the struggles of what you're going through. And divorce doesn't need to be nasty, right? We know that. It could be amicable and people can work through things. So imagine that's the kind of client that you want. Does your website tell them, hey, we can help you through this? It doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing that you're going through. We can guide you through this process.
Yeah, absolutely. there's no better way to communicate. And then think about how else you can use video, not just on your website to have a great experience there, but you can tie video into everything that you're doing, whether it's a paid ad that you're running or whether it's social media, connecting the blog that you just wrote with a video that goes right alongside what that blog was about. It's really, again, connecting the dots and making sure that you have the same messaging and the same feel and the same look and the same vibe, right? It's got to be consistent no matter what you're doing and where you're showing up. And all of that should work together for the good of driving new business to your firm.
Another interesting stat, over 40%, I like to say almost 50% because it's pretty dang close. Well, actually, if you don't have a social presence with these videos,
sure,
they don't even care about you.
You become discounted, which is, I mean, it's not sad. It's just the reality of where we're at. That social piece is really important.
Yeah. And it's crazy to think that there's almost 50% of your ideal clients out there that if you don't have or take this approach, they're just not even going to consider you.
Yeah. You could be the best attorney out there and they're still not going to consider you because of those things.
Yeah. What is that? Best kept secret, right?
Best kept secret.
Wow. So Amber, let's dive a little bit deeper into the power of video. Most people would say it's just flashy, right? It makes your website look better, but there's a deeper meaning to video and why we would recommend it for any of our clients and why the consumers are actually gravitating towards it now. But to you, what are some of the ways that video really kind of changes things up?
I think that it is a huge connector. It brings out, hey, this attorney is a real human, just like me, that has a real vision and real purpose behind doing what he or she does. I think it also allows us to feel that like human connection, which you can't really get from reading a text. I can read your bio, but I'm not emotionally moved by your bio. But if I listen to a video about who you are and what you do and your passion for what you do, I absolutely can be moved by that. And that's going to affect my decision-making process.
Yeah.
In the same way with a client testimonial, why are the stats on client testimonials so high? Well, you're giving someone, a potential client, the opportunity to identify and connect with a story that is probably a lot like theirs. They've felt the same emotions. They're going through the same types of things that this person is going through. And now we're talking about how the attorney was able to come alongside them and really help them through, you know, whatever it is that they were going through. And now their life has changed because of it. That kind of a story is moving. And if I'm a potential client and I watch a video like that, there is no doubt in my mind that I'm going to hire that attorney.
Yeah. It really puts things into perspective, right? It starts to take this uncomfortable feeling, depending on the issue that you're going through, right? It's probably a sensitive matter that you're there to kind of jump out on the screen and bring them in and say, I'm the person that can help you, right? We don't think about these kind of videos to be, I'm going to sell you, but I'm going to make you feel really comfortable about your situation.
Absolutely.
Right?
They should see themselves in the video when they're watching it.
And for the longest time, and I don't think we're ever going to see this change, one of the most viewed pages on an attorney's website are the attorney bios. And it's that connection that your potential clients are looking for. And when you can take an opportunity to speak to them in a way that makes them feel that I know what you're going through, this is why you want to reach out to me. I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. You know, that's what your clients want to see. So you might as well be doing that to help change the way that you interact with your clients online.
And what better way to differentiate yourself? A lot of attorney pages look very similar. Hey, we've won so many millions and we've done this and we've done that. Everybody's bragging about what they've done. But to truly differentiate yourself, having that video is essential.
Yeah. And it's going to bring in your clients that you enjoy working with. Right? I say this all the time. You're not going to want to work with every single client that's out there that has that specific need.
Right.
Maybe. I mean, I've worked with some selfish attorneys before that want every single case that's out there. But it feels so much better when you work with that client that truly wanted to come to you because you had a connection.
Absolutely.
Makes your job a heck of a lot easier.
Yes, it does.
And that brings us really to, again, what the idea behind what is video meant to do? What's the purpose of it? It start to draw them in, and, you know, they've gotten to the website. They've interacted. Maybe they didn't want to chat right away on the website, and they start looking at some reviews, and you talked about combating some negative reviews. And then they go to the site and they see this testimonial of a client that was in a similar situation now that I'm in as a consumer. That's going to now help convert me as someone that might need that law firm, right? So back to what you said, Amber, which I thought was great, this holistic approach to your entire online footprint is key to when we get down to how are we creating that clear call to action. It's not just call now.
Right.
It's, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go look over there. I'm going to watch this video. And that all turns into this clear call to action on why they should call you and your law firm. So, you know, to wrap it up is if we get a client, potential client to our website, we have to not only cater to the search engine like we talked about before, we have to now cater to their needs and wants, their desires, how they want to interact with the firm, and then how do they want to ingest that content? How do you make them feel like you're the firm that they should work with by telling that story, right? And using video to do that can be and is actually the best way to do so on your website and beyond.
Yep.